Hey guys, so I guess that's it. I've not really actually got a plan or anything for this video. Just thought I'd have a little bit of gameplay and then showcase, quick showcase at the end, even though it's not finished, and sadly never will be now. And then I thought we'd just do a few fun little things and go over some of the older videos of H&G, see what we think. I don't plan on stop making videos, but obviously I'll have to change focus. I do have a couple of H&G related ideas, and I will of course play H&G 2, of course. I'll always say, like, I love Rito. You know, I don't care what anybody says, I love Rito. And yes, it's TLM now, but I will certainly give TLM a chance. You know, I think that after all the work that Rito put in, I think we owe H&G 2 a little bit of a chance. And I'm somewhat excited. You know, I think it'll be nice. And you know, I think it's important we all know that H&G 2 will happen. Despite what people say, it will happen. Much like, you know, 5 years ago when I started playing H&G properly, people tell me, you know, H&G's dead. H&G's dead 5 years ago. You know, it's not going to last the end of the year. And look at us here, like 5, maybe even 6 years later. It's been definitely different. There's been ups and downs for everyone in this community. I think for me personally, I think it was update 1.17 where the game no longer like suited my particular interest. Like, I used to just love the skill that was involved in all the gunplay and the movement. I just used to love it, absolutely love it. And then through small iterations over and time again to make games easier and more playable for new players, that just changed, and it's now at the point where you don't need really any skill to, you know, participate in the game. Which back in the day, it's not that you needed to participate, but in order to be like one of the big fraggers, like even ahead, way ahead of the best of the best, you could actually do that. Whereas nowadays there's just no, you know, the servers don't facilitate, you know, that level of gameplay. The game itself doesn't facilitate it. You know, there's no, the guns are mostly the same now. You know, they're definitely of character, but not the same way it was that it used to be prior to 1.17. But yeah, it's just, it is what it is, and here we are now. So I guess we'll just look at a few of the older videos. Like, you can sort of see here, you know, like we're straight into 6 years. Straight away, like 6 years. Just 1 to 6 years between the updates, you know what I mean? This, like, jeez. There's our lovely masks, the ones that we got most recently, there. That's 6 years ago. And that 6 years is wrong, by the way, it's 67. So there's our lovely new mask that we got that were 6-year-old. But I mean, that's just how H&G was. There's Red Bjarn, our favourite. I much preferred the old maps, you know, way before Rocks, when they were huge, grand in scope, and nowadays they're much more clustered and it's very more deathmatch orientated, the gameplay. It used to be long and drawn out. And then even if you just look at some of the thumbnails, there's the Walker update. God, that feels like a recent update. You know, and you look at it now, between now and then, you realise that some of the stuff hasn't been an upgrade, it's just been a side grade. You know, it's just something different. It's crazy to think that it's been 10 years. Jeez. Like, look at this here, look how good the maps look here. Even the movement, you know, I wouldn't say the movement's necessarily better now. I would say it facilitates better player, or newer players, but I don't think it's necessarily better. Though this, like, look at that animation, it's pretty terrible. But look at the map, oh my goodness. And that's one of their first posts. This was the city that we never got as well. sadly. We got some of it. Just a different time.
The city maps will offer tighter combat scenarios where vehicles and tanks are less useful compared to
There's the terrible Kubel that will never change. Cars before they added backpacks. Like, look at this map. Oh my goodness. Even like the bridge, you know, I wouldn't say it's better now. It's just different. It's not worse, but it's just different, you know. Tommy's definitely got an upgrade though. Oh my goodness. There's the drum wag we never got. And here's their original debut teaser. Oh my goodness. Well, at least we know 11 years on what the destiny was. I think 11 years for a game is a very good cycle. And I mean, you could still go hop on the game right now if anybody's new to this and play away. Like, it's still gonna be live for six months-ish. You know, knowing Rito, now TLM, it may never die, but most likely will. Sometimes they say things, and those things don't come to fruition. Looking at you, TLM Hades, about your gun update, very disappointed. But Hades, you did some good work for us. You know what I mean? You did work hard and you put the effort in, so it's not always easy. But very disappointed that you didn't launch the new vehicle update. Here's my beloved MG42 and Tiger One. Oh my goodness, look how good this looks, guys.
This video, I'll show you some of the features of the newest Heroes and Generals build.
They could restart the game from the beginning, and I would just do it all again.
You can no longer run and shoot with them.
There's the gun range that we never got.
Process of tweaking and balancing.
But yeah, definitely, guys, you gotta give HG2 a chance. I mean, you know, the game now isn't the same. Like, HG now isn't what HG was a year ago, isn't what HG a year before that was, you know. But I think that all the sacrifices and changes that were made along the way were just to increase longevity. Having said that, there were some, you know, bad decisions, but there was also some good decisions, you know. I think whenever, was it Red Bjorn? I think whenever he left, they lost like his authority, where he would happily turn around and say no, I want it to stay like this. And that's why all the way up to 1.17, I think that the game was super like generally skill based, super hardcore. And then the second he left, that's when the iterations came for, you know, easier this, easier that, and that's where it changed for me. But definitely is somewhat different now. Even if you look back, like, look at this video. Like, this is more of the glory days, you know. That's another thing as well, is the vehicle mechanics. There used to be like a torn between arcade and realism, and it was a nice mix. And then they slowly made the move to a more realistic venture at one point, and it just totally changed it altogether. You know, if you look at some of the vehicles in the game, they're just unfun to drive. You know, they're not pleasant to drive. There's very few, you know, vehicles. Even like the American truck, it's like one of the better vehicles to drive, and it's still not a fun vehicle. Jeez. But yeah, no, I plan to. I've got a few other things that are still H&G related. I don't say what they are, because you know me, it might take a while to get to them. But I will still always do other stuff as well, and certainly will play H&G too. But I'll be interested to see what actually happens. Even the vehicles, you know, the complex physics was just never worked out for the game. Even if they removed that, you know, and went to more basic physics, just gave the game much higher FPS. Like, removing complex physics would quadruple the FPS. You'd be getting 400, 500 FPS, no bother. Everybody would. You'd be able to play it on an Intel Core Pentium 2 Duo. Like, you know, compared to now. But yeah, I guess that's it, guys, for now. And then I'll just play a quick shoulder soldier showcase, and see you next time. Peace.